Everybody, do it. Everybody, do it.
Hi, this is Lianna, Sex Discovery Channel, answering your questions about sex, love, and life. So the question today we have is, how do I talk to my partner about trying new things? Well, this is a really great topic because communication is a big thing when it comes to sex, and it's one area that a lot of us have a lot of problems expressing. We feel inhibited, we feel scared, we're not sure what to say, we don't want to sound corny, but talking and communicating and relaying exactly what you want and how you feel is so important when you're having sex. Nobody knows how you feel inside or what's going to stimulate you or what gets you excited except yourself. So the only way for the other person to find that out is for you to tell them directly, specifically, exactly. Now, talking to your partner about doing new things is a further step from first starting with, do you talk about sexual things with your partner in general? And if you don't, then I can suggest some ways to get started. So we'll start with, first of all, let's say you don't talk about sexual things. So, and you want to get some conversation started and get some sexual energy moving between the two of you that's conversational based, so that you can move beyond. Maybe you have this wild fantasy imagination of all these things you want to do, but you and your partner are barely talking about anything sexual. So start with talking when you're both in the mood and you're relaxed, and possibly maybe just after you had sex or at a point when you're having a nice dinner, so that you're both in a relaxed state and you can be you can open up more and feel and have more of a connection with each other. I'd like to bring up 3 steps that you can start to open up conversation about sex with your partner. First is talk about when you first lost your virginity. If you haven't discussed this with your partner yet, this is a good opening conversational piece. It's likely something that happened a long time ago, so it's not directly related to the two of you. And it's an intimate conversation because when we first lose our virginity, it's a big event for most of us, and a coming of age kind of a story. So if you haven't done that, pick a time when you're both really relaxed, possibly after you've had sex, or a nice dinner, or somewhere where you're both relaxed and comfortable, and there's no stresses of the day that are, milling around, like it's in your body. You're in a good connective state with each other, and bring up the topic. Let's have a little conversation. A fun conversation. I'd like to hear. Maybe you can tell me what happened when you first lost your virginity, and then I'll tell you. And so start the conversation with that. The next step would be to move into other sexual experiences that either of you have had in the past, and start talking about those experiences, the hottest experience you've had, the scariest experience, the most fun experience, the most embarrassing experience. And so then you can also learn about your partner, about some of the things that they've done in the past, some of the things they've experienced, some of the things that were difficult for them, some of the things they really enjoyed. The third step would be then to talk about some fantasies that each of you have had that maybe you haven't had an opportunity to play out, but fantasies that have been brewing for a while, or even things that you've heard other people talk about. You thought, well, that might be kind of interesting. Not necessarily that you actually want to do, but you've just fantasized about and think that might be really exciting to try at some point, or just to talk about even. So these 3 steps help get conversation going around sex. And it starts moving sexual energy within your bodies, gets communication about sex happening between the two of you, and opens the door to other possible sexual things that you can discuss. Now, if you have talked about if these 3 things that I've mentioned are conversations that you have had with your partner, and you would like to open more conversation with your partner, the next phase, I would say, would be to start talking a lot more while you are having sex. But 1, we are worthy of pleasure, and 2, nobody can read our minds. So we need to express very specifically what it is we like, what we want, what feels good, where we want to be touched, how we want to be touched, very specific information to our partners. And this happens during sex. So allow yourself to express what it is that you want and what you like. And you can do it as you and your partner are in, when I say sex, I mean starting from kissing all the way to intercourse. So as your partner and you are engaging in sexual activity, talk with each other. There's a number of talking points that I will give you that can be very helpful to get started. So, first of all, compliments. Compliments. Compliment your partner as often, as much as possible. That always feels really great for both of you. It gives you confidence. It makes you feel like they really, really adore you, that they really enjoy your body. These three things in particular: how they look, how they smell, and how they feel. So compliments. Compliment your partner as you're having sex with them. And what do I mean specifically about compliments? I mean, wow, you look really beautiful. Wow, you're so strong. You feel so amazing. Your skin is so soft. I love the way you smell. These types of compliments. The next area of communication that really helps while you're having sex is to tell your partner what you would like to do to them. As you're moving along, I really love to kiss all over your body. I love to lick your ears. Your lips are so soft. I just love kissing you so much. The things that you like to do with them. Really allow the verbal description of what you're doing to come out. So, I love kissing your lips. They're so soft and so tender and so juicy. And as you're kissing them, you may say this, and then you start kissing them with this intention that you've put into what you've just said. Or, you have such a beautiful round bum and it's so smooth, and I just love the feel of it as you're touching their ass and rubbing it. Or your body is so strong and muscular. I just love the shape of it as you're touching their muscles. So verbalize what you're actually doing with your partner. The next would be to verbalize what you would like to do to them. And this can also start from kissing all the way to intercourse, and can get raunchier and sexier as you get more into the sexual energy. But, starting kissing with them. I want to take off your clothes. I just want to see your beautiful naked body. I want to take off can I take off your blouse? I really want to take off your blouse. Or I really want to, let me take off your pants for you. So starting with that, taking off clothing items and moving into sexier, raunchy conversation. I really love the way you taste. I want to lick your pussy all over and kiss it. And oh my God, it's the most amazing, So verbalizing what you would like to do to them. And then the first step being verbalizing what you are doing to them. This is like another layer of really intriguing sexual activity. So you're having the experience physically, but you're also verbalizing what you're doing, and it brings this other layer of excitement into the experience. So these are different ways that you can start to create communication with your partner, so that you start feeling more comfortable in talking about sex, and you're able to verbalize more and more what you're actually thinking. You have to realize that your partner has no idea what you are thinking. So this is the next step of communication, is telling your partner specifically what and how you would like them to do to you. So if your partner is kissing your body and it feels really lovely, but you'd like them to spend more time on your neck, then just say, kiss me here. Really kiss me. I feel so good to be kissed right here. Yeah, that's really lovely. I love that. That's really beautiful. Now specifically, when you get to the genitals, this is when you really have to give information to your partner about how to do what makes you feel good. And you may want to tell them specifically, much softer, a little bit more over here. Could you please lick over here? Could you kiss here? Could you go harder? Specifically, you may want to show them with your own hand. So this is the communication of how do I want to be pleased by you. And every single one of us is going to like to be pleased in different ways, like to be touched in different ways, have different, points that are much more pleasurable than other people. So we need to relay that information to our partners so that they know where it is that gets us off, that gets us excited. So these are a whole bunch of different ways of communicating with your partner. I will be coming back every Wednesday with answering various questions that you might have. So send me a question about anything to do with sex and we'll talk about it. And I'll try to answer your question one of the weeks that come up. Also, I work with people one-on-one, so please check out my webpage about that and contact me if you'd like to have a short discussion about that and how we can move forward in opening you to your own sexual energy and your connection with your partner. And I write frequently on my blog posts and videos, and there are some upcoming workshops, so sign up for my newsletter and you can get all the updated information about some great stuff that's coming up in the very near future. Okay, thank you for joining Lianna at the Sex Discovery Channel. Much love.